So now we'll go straight to query selector, right? Just so you know, we have two types of this query selector. There is queries. There's this query selector, and also there is query select all. Okay, so we're gonna discuss both in this module, right? Let's get to it. So what is a selector, right? A selector is usually used by CSS, right? So like, for example, you come over here to the CSS here, you have a hash bounds, and then you have a period or a full stop, right? So this full stop signify that this is a class, and this pound sign signify that this is an ID, right? So as you can see, what the element is showing over here, right? This is an ID, which is the header that we use for our h1 tag, and you can also see that we use an ID for the button. But when you come over to all our lists, you see that we have classes over here. So that is the usage of a selector, right? Now let's get straight to it without overdue, right? So this is the general formula for well, let me just remove this for you. So this is the general formula for a query select all. So for example, if you want to know where is this ID being represented, right? So we're going to use the declaration of variables to explore it later. But let's come over here to the cursor here and explain more better to you. So if I paste it, for example, here, all right, where I have document.querySelector, and then I put this BT in here, which is the ID for the button, and I hit enter, you can see it tells you that the ID is red, right? Because it is actually red, right? That's the what we use for the document the query selector under the button area here. And if you look over up here at the button here, this red has automatically changed this guy here. What if you want to change the background, for example? What we need here is, instead of putting color here, we can just simply remove this from here and put say background color. Yeah, so this background color here, okay, and then it means we have to take this away from here. If we save this, for example, so all we need to do is just hit enter. You can see that the background has changed to red. Yeah, so that is how it works. Okay, so I'm just gonna take it out and refresh this to go back to how it works. Okay, now let's come over here and use the declaration of variables to make you understand this even more better. Okay, so using declaration of variable, of variable, okay, to explain this. So what do we need to do? As you are aware by now, we just have to first of all use our variable keyword, which is const. And in this case, so if you come over here, you can see that we have this header here, right? If we want to know how many headers we have, all you need to do is just to use the header to look for it. But I want to particularly use something much more direct here. Okay, so I want to change, for example, this hello programmer to something else using this declaration of something, right? So let's just say header as the variable, and then let's set it to this. All right, so all I need to do is just come over here, delete this out, and instead of putting a btn here, I'm just going to take the btn and just put header there, right? So the header, remember, the header is an ID here, right? So if I'm going to use that as an ID, I have to show to the selector that I'm referring to an ID by using the pound sign. Okay, so here we'll close it with our semicolon and then hit enter. So say for example, I want to talk about class. I don't need this pound sign there. I only need a period or a full stop right there. But we can get to that later. Now let's see what this is going to output. So we want to change this color to something else. So what do we do here? As you know by now, we use the variable, right? So we say variable header dot, okay, and then we put the style there because the style is going to enable us to do that better. Sorry, something's happening here. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Okay, lovely. So we say style, okay, dot color. So it really depends on what we want to change. So let's say, for example, let's change this color and then change the background, right? So let's say color, color, and then set the color to something else. So so let's set the color to red, for example. Okay, right. So what have we got here? I need to explain to you so you can understand more better, right? So this header here is the variable for this, and then this styles are just the formula to be able to change the color right here. So let's save this and come here and stop this and refresh. You can see that the heading or the header has actually changed to this red color that we have used. Okay, but what if we want to change the background to something else? As you know by now, I just hit header dot style dot background color. Yeah, so since we have red there, how about we change the background color to say yellow, for example. Let's see. Yeah, and then we put our smart column here, save. We'll come over here and we stop and refresh. You can see that we have a yellow background color there. So that's how you use the query selector to apply effects or select or change something on some element on the HTML layout. Okay, so I hope you understand this, right? Okay, so now how about we go and make use of the okay, so I'm not going to do that, right? So you can take this as an assignment. Okay, how about you use the same approach selector to change these classes here, all right, following the examples that we use right now. Okay, so I'm gonna say assignment, okay, use the query selector approach, query selector to change the style, the style of our HTML classes. Okay, have fun with that, and I'm really interested in this. All right, so I would like you to share this with me so that I can really understand that you're following up, or I know that you're following up with everything that we're learning right now. Okay, right, so do that, and I'm going to end the class here, and our next class should be about select all. Okay, see you around.